7.8.
Sure. Can we put the chiller on or don't worry about it?
What's that?
Can we put the chiller on it or don't worry about it?
You know, by the time we stop eating,
right.
I think it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Transmission is more important because it seems that that's the one that's hard to bring it back.
I'll bring it back right now.
Yeah, when transmission is hot, like you need to run a little bit.
So what kind of how fast would it pass?
No, you don't know because like you actually tell the dyno what the car is running, right? The dyno doesn't tell how much it's running.
Okay.
Because like there's so much suspension, weight, aerodynamics, there's so much, and that's not there. So we tell the unit, okay, I'm gonna think that this car should be doing 380, 390, right? Yes, and then we do that, and we have like a drive shaft plot, but it's not like a nice curve, it's kind of flat, right? So it's a little bit slow early, a little bit fast after. But it's enough to be like, you're gonna look like a run, right? And then you can fine tune the car and at least compare the differences. So we're doing that based on a 385, 390 run, right? And no matter how much power we put on this thing, the dyno makes 380, 389 every single lap. So we do an A, 1439. We spray it, it's gonna make more. The speed is the same, the log looks the same, but the motor flow is high, right? It's putting more stress to the tire.
Now, you guys on your power management, I know you do drive shaft and engine RPM?
Yes. So radials, you can do more drive shaft, right? A pro mod or a big tire, it's kind of finicky early in the run because the whole trying to get the tire into shape. The good thing is once you get within that window, you do drive shaft as well early, right? But like also happens to how loose is your composite. If it's crazy loose, you may need to swing a lot on your plot, right? If it's not that loose, you don't need to swing that lot. But like
this thing's tight. It's probably too tight.
Yeah, it looks like the way it leaves. So like what the average is, the first second or so, engine. Second after, drive shaft, average, right? If the car is on rails already, drive shaft all the time, plus the motor, right? Depends on. Or, like something that I personally like to do, I run both. And on my Hail Mary run, I turn it off the motor. And I bump the drive shaft a little. Like, let's see if it makes it, right? If it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least you still have that window where the traction control is gonna help you out. Because traction control works for moving power, right? So if you want to go really fast, you're kind of like, I don't want that thing on, right? So that's like that thing. But like when you're doing laps, both on, and then you repeat the lap, and then you have the plot for that ET.
All my other three, well, two of my cars that I run, we got three cars. One's a radial car, and one is the big car too. But I run Liberties in both of them. How's your Liberty software? Do you have it where, like, when you lift it, to knock it out of gear?
Yes. Yeah. So, like, I run mine on Liberty 5-speed, right? And so what I do is this. I have a maximum time on high gear that will take it off even if I still full throttle, right? To make sure it's going to be off.
But it'll stay in.
Yeah. Then I have throttle based.
Okay.
So at any moment on the lap, not on the burnout, but on a validate leave with my nitrous timers, if I go past a number on the way off, takes the air off. If I come back, it puts it back. So on a pedal job, it goes to neutral, goes back to neutral really quick. So it never ratchets, never ever, right? And
it's so hard on the fork.
It's ridiculous. So what I do is like off, on. So even my lockup and everything is disengaged, right? So I can pedal, go back, and put it back, and the car goes back in the front. Right? It works really good. I really like it, and it never fails. And then we record every output and input. So like, you want to see why it didn't shift, you can see it tried to do the output and it shift maybe the solenoid, maybe your dog, whatever, something happened. But you're not like, what the hell happened? Everything is on the log. So that's all he wanted to do. He didn't quit. No, like he owned the lockup because I told him like if you feel something weird, just let off, right? So the lockup was pretty aggressive, and then he let off on the lockup, but everything was fine.
We can still read those too.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's good to do a short run like that. So we tried to do that on the first one. Yes, let's take a look. Because that's gonna tell more like one of these hoses had a big leak.
Yeah,
it's gonna show a little bit richer.
Definitely spraying out. Right?
Yeah, I saw that. All of them were just a little. You know, let's take a look at all. Okay. It makes it easier, and then we see like if there's anything wrong.
Yeah,
but it sounded so good. Everything was so clean. I think everything.
I see.
E2, so E2.
Just to keep the motor from running away.
Yes, that's what I like to run early at least.
Yeah.
Because if I keep my transmission temperature on check, it behaves the same.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets warm, it may slow down the car or something like that. But like if I keep that in check, it's gonna run the number that I want.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is a pretty good example. We'll just take the stuff that's not used in here. 18 RPM. On
130. Yeah.
So engine RPM, the blue line, red line is my plug.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it did on the run.
Right.
And then this is my drive shaft on the back,
Yep.
and this is my line.
Mm-hmm.
So I make them together, and then 12 and a half to 15 and a half, that it can take it off, prevent
Right.
going there. Time is 7 and a half and 0 there. So on this particular run, both together could go backwards like 22 and a half.
Now, if we wanted to do put full packs on this thing, would that change anything other than just setup stuff?
Just setup stuff. The only thing that I strongly recommend is to move the 4 magnet deal to a 12-1.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 4 magnet requires to see the cam as well at all times to make sure where because there is no home on the crankshaft, right? The distributor is making the mechanical phase, so you find. If you have a 4 magnet and coil on plug and no cam, and the cam sync goes bad or gets a noise, it may flip 90 degrees to the next one. There's no mechanical
I think
phase.
what we'll probably do is run it this season and maybe this winter put the coils on.
Because the coil is really, the coil is like, don't touch the cam,
Right.
change the front wheel,
Yeah.
the sensor stays, it's just the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the wheel goes out and a 12-1 goes in. You can do that with the distributor without taking the distributor off, just changing that. And then to go to coil and plug is like distributor's out, belts out, no spark plug wires, 8 coils, right? And an ignition box that's different that I don't recommend for where that one is. I recommend for the firewall, closer to the coil, right?
The ignition box.
The ignition box.
So we're gonna take the grid out. Put it,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
those two boxes
We'll
go
run
out.
it. We'll get
let's
it going.
run it. Let me run it some.
No, yeah, you don't need to do that right now.
I'm not even made
But
a
like,
fast
yes.
car yet. So let me
But
run
like
the
for
car right
example, the 12-1, you can do that. That doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, and I'll
Kind of-
get with it into the season. We'll get everything. And
Yes. But like just so you guys know, if you guys do something like that, it's pretty much a little bit of wiring and setup. We can do it through the phone. Don't have to come back here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I can get up doing it for the
Yeah, so like it's not like really complicated. So we have a bracket for the ignition box that goes on the tubes.
Yeah.
So like mine, I actually mounted on that tube right there,
Right.
by the passenger side.
And a full mount also.
And yeah, the coil mount you can put on the firewall,
Okay.
right there. And we have a harness that is not the same looks as yours, right? Because this is like new spec stuff. But I have a plug and play harness that would fit it.
Okay.
So like a quick change, it's cool if you want to do it, right? And it's just like foam stuff. Because all the hard stuff we already did. That's not an issue.
Okay. Like I said, we're running it the rest of the season.
Yeah,
We'll
perfect.
get him back going and
Yep. Robert, you like it?
love it.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. A lot of cool features. Yeah, I'm itching to get in there and dig deeper.
Okay. So it was a good day today?
Great
Oh yeah,
day.
great.
Man, I like the way it sounded.
Oh yeah, the
'Cause-
throttle response is great.
Yeah, because the way
comes right up.
the thing comes right up, it's like damn, and it comes right back to water. Like it's crisp.
Yeah,
Crisp.
tune's good.
Yeah, I like the combination you guys put it together since like it's a radial oriented vehicle, right? Let me
Right.
say, with the gear ratio that you guys put it in, it looks badass power curve, but it sounds really badass, you know? Like early stay on the converter, then the lockups brings it back and just
I can't wait
start
to run
hauling
it.
it. Cool. Where are you guys going from here?
We're going back to Mooresville, put it all back together, check everything out, and then we're going to Orangeburg this Saturday,
Orangeburg.
South Carolina.
So I have one question. I
Go
like
ahead.
to do that question. Where the Patriot came from? No, don't come up with like a simple deal, because I know what his Patriot is, but like why the car is the Patriot? Like talk a little bit about the vehicle itself.
Well, all our cars have a name.
Okay.
So my son was in NC State, and we were going to name it Old Tuffy or Wolfie or something like that. And then when the Capitol got stormed, right now the country's in turmoil.
Yeah.
You know, half the country's got one side, half the country likes something else. And we're very patriotic. We really like what the veterans do for us. So we're with an organization called Racing for Veterans. So we're trying to get scholarships for fallen heroes. We're trying to get veterans into all the races for half price. We get all the VIP. We get at No Prep Kings, we get 1 or 2 families in, all expenses paid. They get to meet the stars. We wine them, dine them, put them up in a hotel. So 100% of our profit goes back to Racing for Veterans.
Wow.
And then we disperse the money
Man, that's beautiful.
any way we can.
That's
Yeah.
really nice of you doing something
it's a
like
good
that.
cause.
Like, man, that's amazing. That's really cool.
And then when the Capitol got stormed, the guy with the helmet and the fur coat and all that was, everybody was doing the memes and they were going around, and then they were going to put my face on that guy's body, and Dino called it the Patriot, and and it was just instant. It's got to be the Patriot.
Yeah, at least you can put something that something happened.
That's right.
You know, like at least there was objective. You know, like not trying to get into why happened and
Well,
stuff like that. But like,
and the history
there's
of
a
our
meme.
country, you
Yeah.
can't take the history of our country away just because you don't like it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like drag racing, don't go drag racing. If you don't like boats, don't go boating. You know,
For sure, right?
it's you know, it's
for sure.
do what you like, and happy people are happy people. That's just the way
I
it
agree
is.
with you. Like this concept kind of reminds me of my buddy Jeff Pierce and his family. The Pierce, they have a Pro Mod, right? And beautiful scheme on the vehicle. Similar, right? Similar. Trying, you know, to you always say sometimes, you know, like thanks for a service, but like it's actually cool to see like more people caring for all the stuff that happens. You know, a lot.
Well, a lot of the Street Outlaws are falling in behind. And Scott Taylor's got it on his car now. Chuck saw We the People. He had to have it on his car, and it's where our country came from. You know, that's where it all started.
That's cool. That's cool. I think it's really cool of you guys.
Well, thank you very much.
Pretty good idea. Pretty good idea.
Thank you.
So we're gonna see the Patriot Orangeburg next.
Yep.
All right. You ready to go, buddy?
I'm gonna try.
So, man, I don't know what's going on, but we did that the other day. My buddy Jason from Alabama came here with a 959 and 8 kits, and we only ran 4. Right now you came here with 4 kits, and we only ran 2. Like it's like a new trend or something. 2,500 to the tire on 2 kits.
That's correct.
You got to start mild.
Man, that's pretty badass.
Truthfully, I mean, the car is basically a brand new car again. The car's been completely updated front to back, new everything.
How long it took you to do it? Because you did it, right?
2
you
months.
did it. 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah, in and out. And the car was burned, so we had to have body work. I mean, a lot of things. So, I mean, we've done a pretty good turnaround time on it.
Yeah, we'd say 2 months are pretty quick for that.
Yeah, and we want to get him comfortable in the car. I mean, because he was in a crash. I mean, we want to make sure that he's comfortable, get some seat time, get this thing going down fast, and then we're going to get out.
But I have a quick question. Was the same power plant
No.
before it crashed?
No.
We were gonna update this winter. I had a 632 with one system, so I've got twice what I had.
Man, I like the comeback. I like that comeback.
It was a single frame rail car, had A-arms on it. We completely cut the front end off, replaced some of the firewall, the whole front end, put a bigger Musi power plant in there, and gained a couple of pounds, but not a lot.
Man, that's really cool. That's really cool. I like it.
New lockup, transmission,
We added a lot of
all billet converter,
stuff.
So got good stuff.
Man, you guys have the good stuff. I'm gonna tell you that. Like this thing seems to be behaving like it made that thing like sometimes you say like with 1 foot only. You know, like that thing didn't care. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
that thing's just idling.
I'm fine. Let's turn the other ones on.
Yep.
I'm like, okay. So we're done for now. We have a great baseline. We're gonna
Yep.
have you some seat time, because I can promise you that one kit on this thing is gonna pull way harder than it used to before.
That's a
This
fact.
thing is gonna be like, this
Absolutely.
thing's gonna be a blast to drive, man.
Oh yeah, and then we put some big old jets in that old Musi motor. It'll wake up. It'll be badass.
I think you have a little experience of that, right,
A little
buddy?
bit, yeah.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, truthfully, I got into the 2-kit deal from our big dog program, and it's cool. It's a different approach, but it works well. And I think applying that technology to the small tire and for what we're doing here and kind of a no prep kind of thing, I think it'll be big.
No, I like it. I think you
I
have
think it'll be big.
you have a good strategy here
Yeah, it's
to
different.
put this thing. I like it. I like it.
But I've taken what I've learned on the 2-kit deal versus the street racing, the no prep kings stuff. I mean, it makes you think. It makes
So-
you think different.
So let's go back just a second. So you actually held or you still hold the record, a big dog, on 2 kits?
No, we're current record holder.
So you're still holding the record
Yep,
on 2 kits,
fastest
dude.
5-inch motor in the world. 377, 197.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
And that's on 2 kits.
That's pretty badass.
Which they allow multiple kits now, but I mean, hell, my program was good, so I'm
So,
just keep refining.
This go back to like size matters, huh?
Oh yeah,
It's
Oh, yeah.
only 2, but they ain't no 30s, right?
that's right. That's right.
That's
Go
really
big or
cool.
go home.
Well, that's really cool. Well, I really appreciate you
Yes,
guys
sir.
stopping
Thank
by.
you guys for
I had a great
Getting
day.
everything.
Thank you much. Us,
I
us
bet
as well.
everyone had a great day.
We did.
We had our Ford driver, and that guy was smiling every lap inside the Camaro.
It's a big block Chevy, huh? It's not a Chevy. It's a Camaro, buddy. It's a real car.
You guys gonna see some cool footage. So pay attention to all the details and all those runs and how cool this thing sounds. See you guys next time.
Thank you.
Add a couple 430s in there and a couple
Okay,
32s or
let's
something.
turn it on more too. Two more.
I got 2 more kits to go.
You got some full bottle? I mean, they're not there.
Nah, we're good.
I don't want to hurt nothing. I
That's
want to
all
go that
we
like
need.
the way that you have for the kind of racing you're doing, that's like a top dog.
Oh yeah.
You know, because that's
Oh,
the
it'll be
thing.
badass.
Like this ain't pro action, buddy.
why
Like
we're
you
here.
don't need it.
No,
like,
you don't
this-
need it.
Holy crap!
That's why we're here.
That's gonna haul ass. You ready to hold it? It's gonna pull forward. I'm gonna tell you that.
Don't do that.
That thing's gonna pull forward like you never felt before. Like they're like, holy crap!
I'm ready.
It's a rocket now!
I hope so.